Good afternoon, everyone. So today's session will start with an 0-1 knapsack problem. So already I have explained you about a knapsack problem when I was explaining about an fractional knapsack problem. So all of you know that what is a knapsack problem. You will be having a container with a capacity of an m is equal to 5, and you may be having a different objects with an weights of something like this. Then what we have to do, we need to insert the object into the knapsack, and each of the object will have a profit associated with that. I need to insert the object into the knapsack so that the profit will be an maximum and the capacity of your knapsack should not be exceeded. I already told you many times what is this knapsack problem. What is a 0-1 knapsack problem and a fractional knapsack problem? 0-1, as the name indicate here, in case of 0-1 knapsack problem, either you are selecting the object, means 1, or you are rejecting the object, that is 0. Whereas in case of the fractional knapsack, I may select 0.5% of the object, I may select 0.7% of the object, or I may completely select the object. So that is called as a fractional object. I may cut the object into 50% and put it into the knapsack. Whereas in case of a 0-1 knapsack problem, that particular option is not there. Either you will select the object and put it into the knapsack, or you are completely rejecting the object. So that is what we are doing it in a knapsack problem. And one more thing, this 0-1 knapsack problem uses a concept of the dynamic programming, whereas a fractional knapsack will use a concept of the greedy technique. So all of you know the difference between a greedy technique and a dynamic programming technique. So in case of a dynamic programming technique, we will take the one problem. Means suppose if I am having 3 objects, first I will take the one object, I will solve the problem, its result is stored in a table. Okay, now I am using this particular table in order to solve the next sub problem. Means when I will consider the next object, then I am using this previous table to get the solution for a next iteration or a next step. So that is an or a next sub problem when I will consider. So that is about a dynamic programming concept, that you know that already. So now I will start with this 0-1 knapsack problem. So let us consider that you will be having an I objects are there. I is the ith object and J is the remaining capacity. Wi represent the weight of the ith object and Pi represent the profit of selecting the ith object. Getting my point? What is I? Ith object. Maybe a second object, maybe a third object, maybe a fifth object, whichever it is. So ith object. What is this J represent? It represents the remaining capacity. It represents the remaining capacity. Remember this. It represents always the remaining capacity. Now this V of, and this represent weight of that ith object. Pi represent a profit of ith object. And what is this V of ij represent? V of ij represent the profit of selecting that particular ith object. Pi is the profit associated with this. What is V of ij represent? V of ij represent the profit of selecting or rejecting that particular object. Now I will consider this V of ij as it is 0, means profit is 0. Profit is 0. Okay, when if there is no objects, there is no object, or when there is no knapsack. If the ith object is not there or knapsack itself is not there, okay, then our remaining capacity is 0, I can say. J represent what? Remaining capacity. So if the remaining capacity is 0, or I can say that object is not there, then what is the profit we are going to get? It is the 0. Then V of ij is equal to V of I minus 1 comma j if weight of the ith object is greater than the remaining capacity j. What is the meaning of this one is, See here, suppose if I am having some container where its capacity is 10, but already I have inserted the objects with a capacity of an 8. How much is the remaining capacity I am having? J is equal to 2. Only the remaining capacity. Already I have inserted so many objects. I have filled that with an 8 kg. What is the remaining capacity of your bag or the container? It is only 2 kg. Okay, remaining capacity is only 2 now. Okay, that is the remaining capacity. Assume that I want to select the ith object. I want to select this ith object. Its weight is 5. Can I insert this particular object whose weight is 5 into this knapsack where the remaining capacity is 2? Highly impossible. So then what is the profit? It is nothing but a previous profit. Previous profit means before I am selecting this ith object, whichever I have selected. Before I am selecting this whichever I have selected, with the same remaining capacity, whatever the profit was there, the same thing has to be uncopied. Why? Because the object capacity is more than the remaining capacity. Wi is, this is 5, this is 2. So object weight is more than the remaining capacity. That means what? I am rejecting the object. I am not selecting and put it into the knapsack. I am directly rejecting that particular object. So when I am rejecting that particular object, then what is the profit? It is nothing but a previous profit only, whichever I had before selecting. Anyhow this object is rejected, this ith object is anyhow it is rejected. Then what is my profit? My profit is nothing but whatever the previous profit I had. Previous profit means what? Before selecting this object with the same remaining capacity. Remaining capacity will not change because I have not selected this particular object, because I have rejected that particular object. Getting my point? So it is V of I minus 1 comma j. It is the previous profit. Just you remember, it is nothing but a previous profit. So before I am selecting this I, whatever I have selected, but the remaining capacity will be same. Why? J same. Why? Because anyhow I am rejecting this ith object. If I am selecting that ith object and put it into the knapsack, then I have to consider its weight. Anyhow I am rejecting the weight because its weight is greater than the remaining capacity. Therefore there is no change in the j. But before that, before ith object, whatever I am selecting, so V of I minus 1 comma j is the previous profit. It represents what? The previous profit before I am selecting this particular object. Anyhow I am rejecting this object. So what is my profit? It is the previous profit only. So that is V of I minus 1 comma j. Now if the weight of your object, the third condition is, if the weight of your object is less than the j, less than or equal to the j. Okay, less than or equal to j. If the weight of your object is less than or equal to the j, then what is the thing here? You remember one more point in 0-1 knapsack problem. We have not arranged the object based on their profit, how we have done in the fractional knapsack problem. Remember this point. We have not ordered the objects based on their profit. Means that the first object may have a less profit, the second object may have a more profit, something like that. Assume that there are 3 objects are there with a weight of the 2, 3, 4. Profit here is 20, profit here is 9, profit here is something 15, like that. So in this situation, so assume that the capacity of my knapsack is now, these are the object, these are the weights, and these are the profit of those 3 objects. What is the remaining capacity here? Assume that already I have inserted something and remaining capacity is something like that. So otherwise you just consider this. The capacity of knapsack itself is 4. 4 is the capacity, or it's a remaining capacity, you can say. So now, can I insert this object? Yes, I can insert this object. Correct or not? What is the profit I am getting? 9. Profit I am getting is 9. Now, instead of selecting this object where I am getting profit is only 9, what I can do, best option, I can reject this object, I can select the next object. This also I can insert. What is the capacity of my knapsack for? This also I can insert, this also I can insert. Okay, but if I am inserting this object, what is the profit I am going to get? 9. If I am going to insert this object, what is the profit I am going to get? 20. Then which one is a better? Even though the capacity of this is less than this, means even though I can insert this one, but what is the profit I am getting if I am inserting that? It is just a 9. Instead of selecting this object, if I am rejecting this object and if I move to the next object, what is the, even though its profit is also less than this, so what is the profit I am going to get from that? It is 20. The profit what I am going to get is an 20. So whether it is better to reject this object or it is better to select this object, is selecting the object is giving me the maximum profit or rejecting the object is giving me the maximum profit? Actually rejecting the object is giving me the maximum profit. Assume that if its profit is 30, okay, then selecting the object is a better or rejecting the object is a better? In this case, selecting the object is best. But in this case, if its profit is 9, rejecting the object is better. So when the weight of the ith object, is less than or equal to the J, remaining capacity, then there are two options are there. What is that? Either you may select the object or you may reject the object. So what I have to do now? So whichever is giving me the maximum profit, if selecting the object is giving me the maximum profit, select it. Or rejecting the object may give you the better profit, then reject that one. The next object is having a maximum profit, you select that one. Why you want to go for this one where the profit is only 9, here the profit is 20. So when the weight of the ith object is less than or equal to the remaining capacity, you are having two options. One I can select, one I can reject. So what to do now? Whichever is giving me the maximum profit, I have to go for that. So that is when, if the weight of your ith object is less than or equal to J, then either you may select the object or you may reject the object, whichever is giving me the maximum profit. So first I'll consider rejecting the object. Rejecting the object means what? Same thing. Here also I have rejected the object. What is my profit? Previous profit. Same thing. So it is max of V of I minus 1 comma J. Getting my point? What I did? So either I may select the object or I may reject the object. If I am selecting the object, then I have to consider its profit, weight, and its weight has to be reduced. But if I am rejecting the object, means what? Same thing. Same thing, no? Here also I have rejected the object. What is my profit? Previous profit. Here also I am rejecting the object. What is the profit? Previous profit. What is previous profit? V of the I minus 1 comma J. Assume that if I am selecting the object, then it is V of the previous profit. Means before I am selecting this particular object, whatever the profit was there. But anyhow I am selecting this particular object. So then what should be the previous remaining capacity? Previous remaining capacity will be an J minus Wi. Okay. And profit of selecting this object, Pi. If Wi is less than or equal to this one, what you are doing here? Two options. One, I may reject the object. If I am rejecting the object, it is the previous profit. Other thing is, I may select the object. If I am selecting the object, remember this. If I am selecting the object, then what is my new profit now? It is nothing but previously whatever I had the profit. Okay, previously what I had the profit plus the profit of adding this object. What is my previous profit? It is previous element, I minus 1, same thing. But J is after selecting this, the remaining capacity, what is my previous remaining capacity? It is J minus Wi. The weight of this object I have to subtract with the previous remaining capacity, plus selecting this particular object, what is the profit we are getting. So these are the three conditions that you need to remember. So in case of the 0-1 knapsack, if the remaining capacity is 0 or the object is not there, then what is my profit? 0. If the weight of the object is greater than the remaining capacity, I cannot insert that object into the knapsack, so I am rejecting the object. When I am rejecting the object, what is my profit? My profit is nothing but a previous profit. Previous profit means what? Before I am selecting this one, whatever I had it. Okay. Why I am not here? I am doing J minus Wi. Why I am not doing here J minus Wi? Because I am not selecting this object. I am not selecting this object. If I am selecting this object, then I have to, what will be the previous profit? It is J minus Wi. But anyhow, I am not selecting that object. So, remaining capacity will be as it is. Then, if the weight of your ith object is less than or equal to the remaining capacity, then two options. One option, I may select the object or I may reject the object. If its profit is 30, I am going to select it. If its profit is 9, I am going to reject that object, because after that I am having more profit. Okay. So there are two situations, either I am select the object or I may reject the object. So whichever is giving me the maximum profit, I wanted to go for that. So it is max of, this is rejecting the object, this is selecting the object. Rejecting means previous profit, same thing, previous profit here also. And selecting the object means what? Previous profit plus adding the profit of this new object what we have selected. So what is previous profit? It is I minus 1 comma J minus Wi. Why this J minus Wi comes here? Because I am selecting this object, means its weight has to be subtracted from the previous remaining capacity. So that is my previous profit. So this is my previous profit plus profit of selecting this particular object. So these are the three cases that you need to remember in case of an 0-1 knapsack problem. Okay. Now I'll consider one example. You remember this three things. Three formulas are very, very important for the 0-1 knapsack problem. Now you consider an example where the weights are 2, 1, 3, 2 and the profits are 12, 10, 20, 50. And the capacity of my knapsack is 5. Capacity is 5. How many objects? 4 objects. So in order to solve this one, I need to consider a table. Anyhow, all of you know that how the dynamic programming will work. First I need to consider the first object, solve it. So whatever I am getting the result, use it for solving the next object. So that is what you will be doing. So this is my V of ij. V of ij is equal to, I'll start with the 0. I represent, this is I, which represents the, this represents I, rows represent the I, that is object, and column represent the remaining capacity J. Remaining capacity J. How many objects are there? 4 objects are there. So, but I am starting with a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 objects are there. This totally it is what it is. It is V of ij is equal to. V of ij is equal to. Since there are 4 objects are there, but I am starting with 0. Why means I told you that first case when there is no object, I is 0. Same thing, J also 0 I have to say. What is J? I told remaining capacity. What is the capacity of your knapsack? Capacity of your knapsack is 5. M is equal to 5. Capacity of the knapsack is 5. So it should start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's why while executing this particular program, don't consider the capacity of your knapsack like a 20, 10, So if I'll consider how many columns should be there, so it is 0 to 20, means 21 column you will have. It is a huge matrix, okay. So that's why whenever you will be executing your lab program, 01 AppSnack lab program, make sure that the capacity what you are considering here, it is less than some 7, 8, that is fine. Don't go beyond the 10. The size of your matrix will be an incremented, some segmentation fault you may get, that is the reason. This is your remaining capacity. Now when I is 0, j is 0, what are the entries? 0. First case, when I is 0, j is 0, then what is your V of ij? When I is 0, j 0, what is your V of ij? It is 0. So first this one is 0. Okay, it is 0, 0. Next, what is the object? First object. And what is the capacity? Remaining capacity 1. What is the weight of the object? First object, it is 2. What is the remaining capacity? The object weight is 2. Remaining capacity is Wi is 2. Remaining capacity is 1. Means only 1 kg I can fill. But I am having a 2 kg of apple. Can I put that one? No, not possible. So which case it is? Second case. Rejecting the object. If the remaining capacity is 1, what is the weight of the first object? It is 2. Can I insert? No, it is not possible to insert. So which case it is? Second case. So second case means what? I am rejecting the object. So what is my profit? It is V of I minus 1 comma j. So it is I is how much? 1. 1 minus 1 is 1 minus 1. J is how much? 1. Remaining capacity is 1. So V of 0 comma 1. What is V of 0 comma 1? 0 comma 1 is 0. So what is the profit I am getting? 0. So it is 0. Got it. So it is the previous profit. Usually the previous profit is nothing but this one only. V of I minus 1 comma j. J is same. I minus 1 means previous row. Previous row. So previous profit means this one only. Same column. Previous entry is called as a previous profit. Okay. Now you consider this entry. So it is first object. Remaining capacity is 2. What is the weight of the first object? It is 2. Weight of the first object is 2. Means remaining capacity is 2. So can I insert this object? So V of which one? 1, 2. I am finding. So what is the weight of the first object? It is 2. What is the remaining capacity? 2. Can I insert the object? Yes. Which case? Third case. Third case. So it is max of. So V of I minus 1 comma j, or it is V of I minus 1 j minus Wi plus Pi. So substitute it is max of. This is the formula. So at least once or twice you write the formula when you are calculating any of the entry. Then only they will come to know that during the correction you know the formula, according to that you are substituting. At least for one entry you write this formula. The remaining entry directly you can substitute. So it is V of, what is I? 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. What is j? Remaining capacity 2. This is your ij. Remember this point. This is your ij. So j is 2. So it is V of I minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. And j minus Wi. What is j minus Wi? J is 2. What is the weight of your first object? 2. So it is 0. Plus what is the profit of adding this first object? 12. So which is maximum? 12 is the maximum. So it is 12. This entry is 12. Got it. Now 1, 3. V of 1 comma 3. So again, what is the weight of the second or first object? 2. Wait, what is the remaining capacity? 3. Can I insert? Yes. Which case? Third case. Third case means this formula. Okay. So it is max of V of I minus 1. This is I. This is j. I minus 1, 0. J, 3, then v of I minus 1, 0, j minus wi, what is j? 3. What is the weight of the first object? 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, plus profit of adding this. So what is the maximum? Max is 12. So it is 12. Now v of 1, 4. So what is the remaining capacity? 4. What is the weight of the first object? 2. Can I insert? Yes. Which case? Third case. So it is max of, just I am substituting for that formula, that's it I am doing. V of I minus 1, I is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, j is 4, remaining capacity j. So it is V of 0 comma j minus wi, j is 4, weight of the first object is 2, so it is 4 minus 2 is 2, profit of adding this is 12. So whichever is the maximum, you consider that. So it is 12. So 12. Next v of 1, 5. Again it is max of v of 0 comma 5. So v of, it is v of 0 comma 5 minus 3. 5 minus 2 is 3 plus 12. So it is how much? 12. Next v of next object 2. Okay, next object 2, 1. Now I am considering the second object. As I told you that how the dynamic programming concept will work, the dynamic programming concept will work. So it will take the first object, solve, result is stored in a array, maybe an one dimensional array or maybe a two dimensional array. Here it is one dimensional array if I consider. Then after solving the first sub problem, this is the result what I am getting. Now I am using this result in order to solve the next sub problem. Now what is the next sub problem? It is selecting the second object. Now I am considering this particular row, I am using this particular row. So that is the concept of an dynamic programming concept. So you will be using the previous result for calculating the next sub problem.